Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with another building video. I've been doing a lot of these lately, I feel like. I don't know, I've just been having fun. If you haven't seen my latest video yet, go check that out. I've said in that video that I want to do more modern builds because that's what I really enjoy. And so I think that's what I'll be doing for a while. So this is going to be another modern build. Well, you've seen the thumbnail already, so I'm sure you know. But yeah, so I don't know. I've been having so much fun. I did this yesterday, yesterday, and I ended up like sorry, my face is really itching. So I ended up recording for like 5 hours, I think. It took so long. And also, I need to say this, this video is too long, and I'm really sorry about that. Because I feel like for building videos, 20 minutes is, absolute maximum. And then, as I was doing this, I thought it was gonna be really, quick. And then, this house was just getting bigger and bigger, and there was so much happening. And when I was recording, me building this, I realized that, oh my god, there's no way this is just gonna be one video. And so I was initially gonna do 2 parts, so how I usually do like a building and then a furnishing. But then when I was editing it, the furnishing literally took like 10 minutes, and I was like, I don't really want to do a 10 and a 15-minute video. I'm just gonna keep it all in. I don't know, let me know what you would prefer. Would you prefer to have like multiple parts and like them being short, or do you want just all in one video and that, having that a bit longer? I personally think that this is 26 minutes, I think, is too long. I think that it should be, 20 at most. So I cut a lot out. I left the landscaping, and you'll see why. But I cut a lot out of the decoration. I cut out all the lighting. I cut out, I think, the backyard. I don't remember. So I cut out as much as I could to keep this as short as possible, and I sped it up way more than I usually do. So I'm sorry, this is maybe too fast. I don't know. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should just do a 2-part or just do one, and then I just kept it all in. But yeah, because I saw this house as it was gonna be like this huge, big, rich person's home, like a mansion, but I didn't think it was gonna take that long to do. And then as I was getting more and more into it, it was getting I was really trying to be as detailed as possible, and I hope that it shows. And later on in the end, in the screenshots, I hope you can see that, like the decorations and the lighting and just everything. I really tried for everything to be really perfect, and it took so long to do. And the reason why I said before I left the landscaping in, because sometimes I cut that out. I put so much effort into the the front side of the house, like the landscaping at the front, because there's no landscaping at the back really. I put so much effort into it. I think it took like almost 30 minutes, like in real time, to do just like, what is it called? Like opposite of backyard, front yard. The yard? I don't know. The front of the home. Anyway, so and then because I put so much effort into it, I was like, I'm not gonna cut it out because I want people to see how much effort went into it. Because I really, really tried, and I don't know. It'll be funny though. I hated myself for doing it. Like halfway through, I was like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I just making my life so much harder than it has to be? But yeah. So this house is 3 levels, and at some point, I'll point it out in the video if I remember to. I actually forgot there was a 3rd level. I was like, I did you know, the main level, which is the first floor, and then I did the ground level, I think. And then I completely forgot about the upstairs, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a whole other level that I have to do. It was so funny because this house is quite big, and I don't really like building that big. But for this one, I don't know, I felt like it, and I wanted to do something different. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I have also changed a lot of things, so I stopped recording, and then I went in and I did, you know, I went in to take my screenshots, and I just did my overview to make sure that everything was there, that I didn't forget anything, just because it was such a big house. And then I started doubting myself about a couple of things, and then I actually changed a lot of them. So you'll see it in the screenshots probably. Some things will be changed, like I changed the color of the home, because I was gonna go for this light gray, which is the color that the house is now. But then when I was taking screenshots, it looked so bland, so I actually changed it to a darker gray. So that was one thing. I also changed the roof pattern and something else, I don't know. But yeah, I also need to point out those doors that are leading up to the balcony. I really didn't like them. I didn't want to use them, but they were the only ones that fit, because I wanted this whole front wall to be, you know, windows and doors, and that was the only way that it would work for the layout that I had in mind, so I had to use them. I wasn't really happy about it though. I like the doors, they just look very busy, you know, because they have like all these paneling and stuff. So it wasn't my first choice, but yeah, I don't know. It is what it is now. That was the only way that I could get it to fit. And also, I need to say this as well. That was so frustrating because I always try to limit my builds to just a couple of packs to make it easier for people to download and stuff like that. And so I was I gave myself quite a lot of freedom just because it was going to be a big home. So I said to myself, I'm going to use all the expansion packs, and then I'm only going to use one stuff pack or game pack. One game pack and one stuff pack, I think. So it was going to be all expansion packs plus, I think it was Outdoor Retreat. It was either Outdoor Retreat or Spa Day. And then Tiny Living. Just because I needed some pieces of furniture, even though this is far from anything but Tiny Living. And then I ended up using so many different packs, and it was so frustrating because I was trying to limit myself not to use so many different ones, and then I did, and I don't even know when. And then I was like, if I had known that I have already messed up, I would have just full on gone with it, you know? It would have been so much easier. But yeah, that was a bit of my bad. Okay, so we're heading into the landscaping now. This is going to be really sped up because it took so long, but I was determined to keep it in, and you'll see why. This was sped up by 2000%. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And I left the whole process in because I was going back and forth about it, and it took so long. And so this is what I did. Like, this was real life. I was like, why am I doing this? I just wanted those bushes to be underneath because you can't see through them, like the top layer. But if you go really close, you can see that there's nothing there, that they're like, you know, floating. So I wanted those flower beds to actually be filled with, like, you know, like essentially not dirt, but like actual terrain, but you can't really do that. So that's why I used those bushes. And oh my god, this was such a tedious process. I think it's like, it looks great in the end. I think it's totally worth it. But doing it, I was literally like, I hate myself. And this was not even the worst part. This coming up now, this was the worst. And I cannot honestly believe that. I actually went, look at this. This was real life. I was like, what am I doing? And then halfway through, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But I was like, I have committed. I'm like, I've gone so far. Look at this. This was sped up at this point by like 2500, I think. 2500%. It took so long. And this house is so expensive. I think it's almost 300,000 simoleons. And like a good chunk of that is just in this front side of the house. And you can see why. But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy landscaping. It's one of my favorite things to do. I honestly wish that I could in real life be like a landscaping, like an architect or something like that. I always wanted to do that, but I wasn't fortunate enough to be able to. So yeah, I think that's why I go just full on when I'm building my house. And I think it's so important because it really, if you make the house look so good from the front, everything just looks so much better. And if it looks inviting and just cool and awesome, it's so worth it. So yeah, I don't know. I tried, and I think it was worth it in the end. I didn't regret it. It was just the whole, while doing it, the process was just a bit. What am I doing? But yeah, I was also quite happy because we do have like this chimney, which is kind of like a fake thing because chimneys are not really a thing in the Sims 4, but it is like they're perfectly aligned on both levels, the fireplaces with the actual chimney, so I thought that was really nice. And we're not done yet with the landscaping, by the way, like far from it. I did, however, I think you'll see later on, I had to move the palm tree to the other flower bed because there's going to be two. Because when the game takes screenshots for the gallery, the palm tree was in the way, so I had to swap it. Which I'm not happy about because it was better the way I initially did it, but for the screenshot's sake, I had to. It's so annoying that you can't customize screenshots for the gallery. I know that would be so like a lot of work for them to do, but it would be really good if we could do that. I don't know. Also, if you saw that little transition with the blank, that was just me. That was like, moving from the building to the furnishing. I left that in on purpose. So we have moved on to the furnishing now. This kitchen, I used island living counters, and then I realized they don't have cupboards, cabinets, whatever. And then I just left it blank, and I put some shelving on. And like, there's a lot of windows, so I think cabinets wouldn't really work anyway. So I think it still works. I did, like I said, I cut out a lot of the footage as much as I could. So a lot of the decorating and little decor items, all of that is going to be more visible in the snapshots at the end. Just because going through the catalog and just looking for things for every single room when there's like so many different rooms, it takes so much time. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy. I had so much fun. Like I said, I completely lost track of time. I was just going full on, just having fun. And I think in the end, the house really works, and it really I'm really happy with how it turned out. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I was gonna say something. I don't remember now. So that room at the back next to the kitchen is going to be a study, and when I was starting to do the living room, and then I was like, this actually doesn't have that much space. There's really not a lot of space in here, and I was starting to worry. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit like a full living room in here, but I was determined to have the dining area in here as well because I wanted that back room to be a study, and I was like, I could turn it into a dining room. That would be so helpful. It would solve so many issues because I really was struggling in the living room, like space wise, but I just wanted to have a study and I refused to give it up. So the living room is a bit cramped, but I think it still works. It's not as spacious, but I think it's still fine. And I also built like a custom bookshelf for the study out of these tiny living. This is the reason why I used the pack of the tiny living bookshelves, because none of the bookshelves were big enough, and the ones that are big are also very chunky, and I didn't want that. So I just pieced the 4 of these together, and they do have that empty corner, but I don't know, I didn't really care about it. It doesn't really bother me. If it bothers you, you can change it up and move things around or replace it or whatever. I really wanted to have like a really big bookshelf, but none of the other ones looked right, so I built my own in a way, I suppose. So yeah, the living room was a bit tricky, and then it was like this TV is in the middle of the room. That's really not ideal. Like you wouldn't really want that. You know, like, because this is a house that is like child friendly. There is a child bedroom, and obviously there's kids in this home. Like there's kids running around, you know, in real life. Somebody's gonna knock the TV over, so then I build a wall behind it to give it a bit more support and safety. And yeah, that's what I did. The wallpaper is quite plain, but I felt like, you know, it is a modern build, so it kind of suits. I didn't want it to be that busy. I wanted it to be really sleek and modern. So yeah, I think it works. But yeah, I haven't said that yet. I did put in cars in front of the make-believe garage. I don't ever do that. I don't really like using the fake cars from the debug menu because it's just, you can't really use them, and it's just for the aesthetic. It's just for the look of it. But I felt for this house, it needed it. You know, you needed to have a garage and a really expensive, luxurious car parked at the front, just to add that glamorous touch. So excuse me. So like I said, I don't normally or ever do it, but for this one, it really worked. So I did make a make-believe garage, and from the outside it looks like a garage, obviously, but from the inside it's not gonna be just like an empty space reserved for a garage, even though you can do that, like put a woodworking table in and all that stuff. I didn't do that. I actually turned that into a gym, which you'll see later on. But yeah, and I'm back. I'm so sorry for this little interruption. There was something happening outside. You can't even hear it in the video, but I was like sitting here, I was like, what is this noise? And yeah, there was just some commotion going on outside, so I just had to pause for a quick second. I've completely lost my train of thought. I have no idea what I was talking about. I think it was something about a garage and stuff. Oh yeah, so I wanted it to look like as if the house has a garage, which obviously you can't really have in Sims 4. But I didn't want to lose or use that space for, you know, for waste. So I did utilize it as a gym, like I said before, and you'll see it. So this whole like second level is just like a kids area. So it's like a bedroom / play area. So I put that divider in to like kind of separate the sleeping from the playing. And then I had to move around a little bit because it just wasn't enough space in there. And I also so I made the bathroom a little bit smaller because it was just, you know, we needed a bit more space, because I really wanted them to have everything, because if this is a mansion, if you know, this is like, you know, a rich people's home, obviously their kids are gonna have everything they want. Like they have a whole floor to themselves. And just wait till you see the screenshots for the backyard. Like, there is everything, like literally everything that you can imagine doing in this game, you can do it in this backyard. There's everything. You'll see it. You'll see it when we get to it. So yeah, we are moving on to the main bedroom now. I utilize this trick that I do often, which is kind of like building your own headboard kind of a thing. And I think this bed especially is perfect for it, because it really blends into it. So I like doing that. I think it looks really nice, because there wasn't really enough space to put side tables because of the door. Yeah, I don't know. I like doing that. If you watch my videos regularly, you already know it. And I also made sure there was all the toiletries that you need, but I did just skip through that because it takes a while to get through them, and then, you know, placing them properly, it's just such a tedious process. Yeah, there's not much to it. It's quite, you know, quite simple, not too cluttered. There's a lot of space for if you want to like add your own touch or like personalize it to your Sims. I was kind of building with this story in mind where people that live here obviously are very rich, and then like this money came from this furniture business that they own. So that's why there was this picture of a couch in the main bedroom, and there's gonna be a picture of a chair, I think, in the downstairs hallway. That was my take on it. It was like, you know, they have this big company, they produce high-end furniture, this is how they make their money, and this is how they build this home. So they have some of their like biggest selling items, you know, they frame them like photos of them or something like that. So this is the gym that I was talking about. It will change a little bit later on because I think I went a bit overboard with mirrors, but I think you'll see that in the screenshot, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's gonna be a full-on gym, and there's some towels for you to dry off. It's a bit weird that the fireplace ended up being in the gym, but that's just how it turned out. I don't know, and it's, you know, it'll give your Sims that positive, cozy moodlet, which can be helpful when exercising as well. So why not? And you know, maybe for those winter nights, fireplace would be nice to have. Okay, yeah, so I did change the mirrors because I had move objects on, and then I realized they were actually clipping through the door, and the Sims actually are not going to be able to go through, or maybe it'll be in the way, maybe not. Just better safe than sorry. And then I also decided to utilize this kind of like a backyard, but it's like closed in with a half wall for another toddler playground, play area type of thing, which is, they have even more stuff. I wanted it to be like really full on, like they have every single thing imaginable available to them. And yeah, the backyard is gonna be huge, as you can see. I was gonna go with this because I wanted it to be like, you know, that really lush rich people lawn, but then this green just seemed like it looked like a tennis court, and I was like, this is maybe a bit much, so I'm gonna change that later on. Yeah, to this the other green. But yeah, I was just like, I had so much space at the back, and I was like, what do I even do with all this? And I just started adding everything. So there's the gardening patch, there's all these kids play items, and then you can suntan, you can lounge, there's towels and lounge chairs, and there's a pool and a floaty and a basketball court and a soccer ball and a grill, like, and a juice keg or whatever that thing is called. There's just everything, every single thing you can imagine, like every activity you can do it. The only thing that I regret is I actually put in the yoga mat, and then I deleted it because I was like, oh, I can't use, which one was it? Spa Day, I think? I can't use that pack because I wasn't going to use it. And then when I finished this home and I saved it to my gallery, I actually realized that I've used Spa Day at some point. I don't know when. I think it was when I used that lamp in the master bedroom. So I would have left the yoga mat in if I had noticed that. Oh well. Here we are with the screenshots. This is the front, and as you enter to the foyer, you firstly move into the living room, which is, you know, quite simple, not that big, but, you know, the house in itself has a lot to offer, and there's a lot to do. So yeah, the kitchen, you know, quite sleek, very modern, minimalistic, how I like it. And this is the study. I'm really happy that I kept it like this. So I also put the cabana on because why not, you know, might as well. And this front balcony is actually, there's nothing there, it's just for the aesthetic from the outside, really. You can walk out, but there's nothing to do there for your Sims. But yeah, I don't know, it was an important element from the outside. There's the picture of the chair that I was talking about before. So that wasn't random, it was all thought out. I also decorated a little bit downstairs hallway, and I don't think I've ever said this, but this is like a spare bedroom, because I envision this house is so big, maybe there's like a, you know, like a main couple which has this room, and then there's like maybe like a sibling or a cousin, or maybe there's like, I don't know, maybe like your parents or grandparents. So there is a spare bedroom, and all the bathrooms are literally copy paste. So this is the ensuite for the master bedroom, which also has this little balcony at the back. But yeah, so there's 5 bathrooms in the house. The gym also has its own bathroom, which you'll see in a second. But so all the bedrooms have their own ensuite, and there's a main bathroom upstairs, and they're literally all the same. But yeah, I don't know. I really try to be as detailed as possible and just cover all the bases. And there's look at this. There's so much to do here. Like literally everything your Sims could possibly want, we've got you covered in this home. It's quite expensive, so it's not a starter home, far from it. But you know, for those Sims that really don't have any money issues, or you know, this will be the perfect home. But yeah, this is it for this video, you guys. I had so much fun building and doing this. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you do like it, please feel free to download it from the gallery. The link is in the description below. If you have any feedback at all, please leave that in the comment section below. And as always, if you haven't yet, please do subscribe. I would really appreciate that, and I will see you guys soon. Bye guys.